What is up, my beautiful people? I want to share something with you. A little weird, a little out there. I've been experimenting with it. Do not have it perfected yet, but like I said, I've been really trying to dive into the inner work and going into the darkness and into the personal development and growth piece of the puzzle, because I really feel like that is the missing piece in the unlock for a lot of people, myself included, whether that's in business, in fitness, in your relationship. Really the only person that matters in the game that you're trying to improve and change is yourself, right? You cannot improve someone else's attitude. You can't improve someone else's habits. You can't do anything for anyone else, right? We all have freedom of will, and that means that you can't control another person. So you're basically screwed if you're trying to wait for them to improve or you're trying to fix them. It's a losing game. But guess what? You can change your own perspective. You can change your own stories. And we all have layers and layers of bullshit stacked from years and years of being a human and having experiences and having our defense mechanisms active, having our human bodysuit do its job. It's not wrong or bad, but just do its job and to work and to try to protect us and keep us alive and make us, fit in with the society and, be loved and, survive, basically. So essentially, we have to peel those layers back one at a time, and it's not a very fun process. It's quite painful. Some people avoid it their entire lives. Others will dive into it and they enjoy it, and it's very rewarding. But what I've realized is this game that we play, if we uncover some shit and then we come back out of it and then we try to do things our own way, then you're going to stay in this yo-yo rhythm of being locked in. And when you are doing the inner work, you're basically accessing the spirit, okay? And if you're a Christian, we call it the Holy Spirit, right? There's a guy named Jesus Christ. He died and he created a bridge, right? He was from God. He came down to earth, fully human, died, overcame death, built a bridge so that we can communicate directly with God. Maybe that sounds like a sci-fi movie or a fairy tale. You can believe it if you want. You can put different words on it. I don't really care. I don't have an agenda or any attachment to it. That's just how I explain it and understand it because of the Christian framework. I'm a believer in the Christ, okay? At the end of the day, Christ created the bridge, and there is a God. There's God and there's us. So now we have a connection point. We have a personal relationship. That's the whole Christian framework. And so now I can talk to the actual person who created the game. And we have this piece of God in us that's called the helper. That's the spirit. And when we remove our shit and our stories and our layers, we get access to the helper. But the crazy thing about the game is if you don't ask the helper, he's just there. And you have this infinite superpower that you have access to that's just sitting there dormant. It's literally doing nothing. And so the only way to activate it is to humble yourself. Submit and say, hey man, I don't have this figured out. I'm stuck. My life kind of sucks right now. Can you show me what to do? And it freaking gives you the answer. If you shut your damn mind up and you get all the chatter and all the ego and all that to quiet, you'll actually get a response and you'll know what to do. And so I've experienced this. I've experienced this before. And this is the messed up thing, guys. I experience it, and it's so exciting and exhilarating to have like this connection with God and to figure out something that you had no clue. It came from outside of yourself. It wasn't your idea. And you have this breakthrough, or you have this person come into your life. You have this thing happen that was orchestrated through a higher power, right? Through connection, through your prayer, through your spirit, through you asking. And then what I do, and maybe some of you guys do, is then you go back to ignoring the spirit because now you're good. You're thinking, all right, cool, I got this. I'm not stuck anymore. I don't need to ask any questions. The messed up thing is then you cut yourself off from it and it's just sitting there dormant. Now you're going through life suffering and struggling again. How dumb. Why would I not just continue to have an ongoing dialogue? This is called Practicing the Presence. There's a book by a monk named Brother Lawrence who really illustrated and highlighted this. Read that book, stopped doing it. But the whole idea and concept is that I'm really digging into right now is a continuous conversation with the helper. And this is going to sound crazy, but I literally just pull out my notes app on my phone, on my iPhone, and I say, all right, helper, you can name it whatever you want. I've been asking it what its name is. This is like literally what people do with ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is not real. It's not God, right? This is like God, the actual source, not artificial intelligence, the true intelligence that created the world, like that has the blueprint for life, that knows all the rules. So I'm basically just praying and writing it down and taking the things that I suck at, that I'm struggling with, that I'm frustrated with, and I'm journaling it right there real time as if I'm having a conversation. And guys, I'm telling you, as I'm journaling and I'm in flowing and I've been doing this, like the answers and the communication that's been coming back from it, it's eerily effective, right? My calm, my peace, my identity in who I am is completely shifted and changed just in a few days of doing it. So the question is, can I continue to do it, or am I going to get pulled back into the world? This is the wrestling match that we all struggle with, right? When things are good, it's very easy to ignore and not pay gratitude and not ask questions and not continue to get insights. And then therefore you then end up down a dead end and get stuck and get into a shitty spot. Then you go back to asking. But if you choose to completely dedicate your life to asking constantly and being in constant communication, you don't have to go through those massive dips where you screw yourself over by your own stupidity because you try to figure it out on your own. So that's the game. There's other amazing tools called the Stack, which I'd be happy to go into detail with. There's the Bible Stack, which Garrett J. White has created through the Warrior program that I've done, that are super helpful to peeling back the layers and getting connected with God. But honestly, this is the simplest, most consistent and readily available thing that I've done. It's just pulling out the notes app on my phone. All right, helper, I want to say this to my wife. I know that's going to make me look like an asshole. Please help me reword this. Please help me to get my heart posture correctly. Here's what I want. Here's my intention. I want to be this kind of a husband. Give me some better ways to say this. Help me to look at it from a different perspective. Help me to understand it better so that I can, show up better. Boom. And then that becomes my game. You can do it for anything. Let me know how that goes. I love you guys. Have an awesome day.